Stadium Superlights, the main event. 8 laps for this main event title here at the Silver Bowl.
Greg George fires out of the cannon and jumps into the early lead as they head down into turn number 3.
Greg George rolling through the rhythm section, followed by Andy Buck. They stack up. Buck got pushed out of turn number 4 there, as he did so by Sean Finley. There's your in-car camera.
Greg George, as he is trying to fend off the charge of Terry Peterson, or Jimmy Johnson, I should say. And that's his teammate who won the heat race earlier. So right now, the two Nature Recipe cars are going after each other.
Right now in first place is Greg George.
And Jimmy Johnson got spun around. There you see, he's got to get himself turned around. Very costly mistake. Oh, and right in front, then another car goes over. That's Douglas Goodenough. And Douglas wasn't quite good enough to negotiate that turn. Something happened that sent him over, but he'll get it uprighted.
Greg George with a big lead. 6 laps to go for Greg. Behind him in second place, Sean Finley. In third is Rory Halladay.
Back inside with Greg George. Now, you'll get a big difference in the in-car ride between these little Superlights, which have just enough suspension to keep you from losing your kidneys. And then when you see the in-car from, say, our Super 1600s, or especially the Grand National trucks, which is a much softer ride.
Greg George, the leader. Sean Finley still in second place. Rory Halladay third, but trying to make a move on him as they come battling through.
That's Rennie Awana.
Rennie Awana.
George gets around the stopped vehicle there of Douglas Goodenough.
Makes that turn a little tougher to negotiate, but George has done a nice job. There he goes through the rhythm section.
Back inside one more time, you get an idea of what Greg is seeing. Boy, I tell you, you love when you're up front like this. You see all that clear track.
Nothing but dirt in front of you.
Oh, and Greg's looking around. He's checking on the 180-degree turns to see where the competition is. And I think he's probably as surprised as we are just how big a lead that he has opened up. I mean, he has been dominant all year in this category, but he has really opened it up here early.
If he ever does get the proper angle in a turn, he will see that Sean Finley is in second place and Rory Halladay is third, and there they are.
Yeah, and that's really the race going on for position right now, as Rory Halladay trying to reel in Sean Finley.
Sean Finley a distant second place. That's turn number 5. And after they go over this next jump, they'll have 3 laps to go. 3 laps to battle for second and third, and hopefully, from their point of view, to catch Greg George. The battle for second place. Here you see the stopped car of Goodenough.
Yeah, and you're going to see these two come up on the rolled over vehicle of Mercedes Gonzalez. She rolled it right there. You can see that they're trying to direct everybody around, and they do make it around safely. Mercedes just having a rough night tonight.
All the way around. 2 laps to go for the leader, Greg George. And there he is, through turn 1 into 2.
You see, he took a quick glance over his shoulder. He wanted to see where everybody was. He doesn't have to worry. Look at him, he's looking again saying, boy, this is great, I love this.
A nice drive here in Las Vegas for Greg George. They got Mercedes Gonzalez's car out of the way down there in turn 4. That's the leader again. Outside, Greg George. 1 more lap to go for Greg George, and he is waltzing away with the main event of the Superlights. 1 more lap to go. No threat from the battlers for second and third. Sean Finley, Rory Halladay.
Yeah, well, Rory won this race here last year at Las Vegas, but he's not going to do it tonight.
Greg George has 2 more turns to negotiate through some lap traffic. Another jump. That's lap traffic behind him. He's not concerned.
This will be Greg's 6th win in 9 races in Superlite. Talk about dominance. There it is.
And there's the checkered flag. Greg George with the victory. Sean Finley second, Rory Halladay third.